Hello everybody, my name is Jesse Hernandez, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the California State University, San Bernardino, College of Extended Learning, Open University registration process. What is Open University? Open University is an opportunity for students who are not currently admitted into CSUSB to help improve their GPAs and to re-enter an academic program, who have missed the deadline for admission to CSUSB, or for students who want to take courses to have them transferred to another university. The tasks that are performed for the College of Extended Learning is to generate new student identification numbers for students, update current and existing student information in the system, register students into classes. The process of registration is done through PeopleSoft. The collection of payments once they have been registered for classes, and the collection of payments is done through the system of CashNet. Here we see an Open University registration form. This form is used for fall, winter, and spring, and for summer our Open University registration form is a little different. The initial process. Step 1 is to identify if the student is in the CSUSB system. In order to do so, we must look at the CSUID search. Here's where we input the student's first and last name to see if they are in the system. Step 2 is to determine whether they are or are not in the system. If they are in the system, we must verify their information. If they are not in the system, a new student ID will be generated. In order to do so, we must first identify whether they are an undergrad or a postbac. As you can see, there's two different processes whether the student is in the system or is not in the system. If the student is not in the system, we must have the basic student information to help generate a student ID, which is name, birthday, gender, address, phone number, email, and Social Security is optional. Once we have that student's information, we must then create them a program plan based off their undergrad or postbac status. Once the information is in the system, we will double check all information is correct on both the form and what we enter into PeopleSoft before generating a student ID number. Once it is saved in PeopleSoft, an SID number will be generated and is written on the registration form. If the student is in the system, we must update all student information. We must also update their student program plan to re-admit them into the program if they have been discontinued. We will then also double check all information is correct from the form and then click Save. The student ID number remains the same, only the information is updated. As you can see, this is what we need in order to create a student ID number. Here are the steps and procedures for the Open University enrollments. As you can see, there's three different columns: domestic students, English language placement students, and visiting international students. In order to successfully enroll them into classes, each student that falls under these categories must follow these steps and procedures in order to be successfully enrolled into the Open University program. The registration process. In order to register students, we must go to Quick Enroll into PeopleSoft to help with the registration. We will enter the class number that the student has written on the registration form to bring up the correct class subject and number. We must use an action date to enroll students. This date will be our open enrollment date for all students who are going through the Open University program. Once the student is enrolled, the system will automatically calculate their tuition and fees. Tuition and fees will then be transferred into CashNet, where we collect payment. Once payment is collected, the student is given a receipt and repeated for the next student in line. The purpose of the process. The purpose of the Open University program is to help students to get classes when they are not offered at their current institution. It is also a way to bring in revenue to the College of Extended Learning. It will also allow students to help get classes if they are available at CSUSB. College of Extended Learning can see how many students are registered through the Open University program. The stakeholders in this process is students. students who are going to be registering through the program that are taking classes to help meet their requirements. Also, the College of Extended Learning staff, since they are there to help register students and be able to help answer any questions that they have. And lastly, CSUSB, since it is being recognized to have their Open University program run through the main campus. The design of this process will allow a keep track of students are registered into stateside classes and to help not have classes that are closed due to low enrollment. PeopleSoft helps with registration of students by giving a live time of when classes are open and when it's closed. It also helps to see if students need to be registered successfully into the system. Technology will allow staff to give accurate information on class times, days, the instructors, and where the classes are located at. PeopleSoft will also help with students who have hold on their accounts or any other issues that will prevent them from enrolling into the program. PeopleSoft can be a useful look at students' accounts to make sure that students are being charged correctly. CashNet is also a link to PeopleSoft once tuition has been calculated. Some of the challenges that we are faced with the Open University process. One is internet failure. If the internet is not working properly, the system will then shut down. We will not be able to access PeopleSoft, nor will we be able to have access to CashNet. Names can be spelled wrong in the system. If the names are spelled wrong in the system, it is very difficult to locate a student without having the proper spelling. It has also been where nicknames have also been inputted in the system rather than their actual names. This causes much confusion in the system and when we come to register students. And in most cases, women who have their last names changes due to marriages or divorces are not updated in the system. It is very hard to locate them as well. Sometimes students' ID numbers are carried over to the wrong person. Since we are working with multiple screens, student ID numbers can cause other distractions in the system when it is not carried over correctly. System updates. Random time systems will update automatically without us knowing, which causes a delay in registration or inaccurate information. Sometimes CashNet is unavailable. The system may crash or may be maintenance to the system to CashNet that won't allow us to take cash, credit, or checks. In other ways, tuition can be different and can cause a huge problem when it comes to registration and collection of payment. Improvements. Students who do not want to submit full Social Security numbers can only submit the last 4 digits. We can also make a security question to allow students to identify themselves. We must also may have a maiden name on the registration form to help improve the student's information. Or we can also allow students to get a student ID card that will make the registration a lot easier. Performance outcome. We can measure the performance outcome by the amount of students we can register within a given time frame. We can also send out surveys to students about the process and what could be the possible changes that can make it more efficient for them. We will also performance measure the amount of time spent updating student information into PeopleSoft. Some of the potential barriers. Students who do not want to pay an extra fee for an SID card, which can be a problem when it comes to locating them in the system. Another is the cost of a scanner for ID cards. It can be too much to have when we're self-support in the College of Extended Learning. Updates to PeopleSoft. The system can run slower when new scanners rather than manually entering information. Internet speed can either slow the time that PeopleSoft can bring up new screens for student information. We can also have a potential failure link between PeopleSoft and CashNet. Here are my references. I hope you guys enjoyed the slide. Thank you.